a podcast hosted by Dr. Pamela Allard, social scientist, professor, and author committed to the practice and science of joy. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to The Joy Whisperer. I am Dr. Pamela Larde, and I'm so glad you're here. Today's topic is a bit heavy, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I don't see what's happening out there. I've been seeing the news. I've scrolled through my phone. I've seen families torn apart. I've seen communities gripped with fear. I've seen policies that feel less like governance and more like cruelty. And if you're anything like me, some mornings you wake up and the weight of it all sits right on your chest before your feet even hit the floor. So today, I want to talk about something that's been at the center of my research for over 15 years. And it's something that's really heavy on my heart today. It's something that I call defiant aliveness. Now, let me be clear about what this is and what it isn't. Defiant aliveness is not toxic positivity. It's not good vibes only, and it's not pretending everything is fine when your people are in danger or your peace is under siege. Defiant aliveness is the audacity to thrive when systems expect you to merely survive. It's choosing to remain fully present, emotionally engaged, somatically alive, when the world is telling you to shut down, go numb, or disappear. It's joy as resistance, not joy because things are good, but joy in spite of things being hard. And let me tell you, this isn't a new concept. Black folks, immigrant communities, marginalized people throughout history have been practicing this for generations. Audre Lorde called it reclaiming joy and pleasure as political resistance. Bell Hooks wrote that choosing love, and I'll add joy, is how we move against fear, against alienation and separation. Sean Ginwright talks about joy as one of the essential pivots for personal and social transformation. This is ancestral technology. We are just giving it language. Here's why I need you to hear this today. Research on collective trauma tells us something important. When communities experience prolonged threat, whether it's political violence, raids, economic devastation, the stress doesn't just live in individuals. It ripples through families, neighborhoods, schools, workplaces. It shows up as chronic anxiety, depression, and trauma responses across entire communities, not just those directly targeted. Children are exhibiting PTSD symptoms. Parents are taking turns staying awake at night, listening for danger. Families are skipping doctor's appointments, avoiding schools, withdrawing from the very communities that could support them. And even if you're not directly impacted, if your papers are in order, if your family is safe, you're still feeling it. Because collective trauma is exactly that. It's collective. Your nervous system picks up on what's happening around you. You absorb it. You carry it. So what do we do with that? This is where defiant aliveness becomes not just a concept, but a practice. My research shows that radical well-being during crisis involves intentional choices in 4 areas. First, staying embodied. When trauma hits, the body's instinct is to dissociate, to check out, to go numb. But healing research tells us the opposite is what we need. We need movement, breath, dancing in your kitchen, walking around the block, singing in the car, even when your voice cracks. I've got a whole episode coming up on this. It's the science of movement as medicine. But for now, just know this. Your body is a site of resistance, and it's so important that we don't abandon it. Second, staying connected. Isolation is what crisis wants from you. It wants you to be alone with your fear. But the research on collective resilience is clear. Communities that engage in shared mourning, collective action, ritual, and creative expression show stronger capacities for recovery. So call your people, Show up for your people and let your people show up for you. Third, protecting your inputs. Now, earlier I was mentioning that I saw the news, but that's very different from going to actively watch the news, right? So you can be informed without being saturated. Mental health professionals are telling clients to limit exposure to anxiety-provoking information. Now, that doesn't mean ignorance. It means discernment. Choose when you consume news. Choose how much. Give your nervous system space to regulate. And fourth, finding meaning. Research consistently shows that people who find coherence, purpose, and significance during hard times, those who can answer the question, what does my life mean in the midst of this, demonstrate greater resilience. It means you get to decide what your aliveness means, even when the world is chaotic. Now, let me say this carefully, because I don't want Defiant Aliveness to become another burden on people who are already carrying too much. The call to thrive anyway can itself become oppressive if we hear it as an individual mandate to overcome structural conditions through sheer force of will. That's not what this is. Defiant Aliveness is invitation, not injunction. Possibility, not prescription. So this isn't about proving that you can handle it. It's about refusing to let anyone or anything rob you of your right to be fully alive. And some days, like the one I had today, if we're being honest, aliveness simply looks like rest. It looks like tears. It looks like saying, I can't today, and letting that be enough. That is defiance too. So here's what I want to leave you with today. If you're feeling the heaviness, you're not weak. You're human. You're connected. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do in the face of collective threat. And in the midst of that, you still get to choose. Not whether to feel it, but what to do with it. How to stay alive, and I mean really alive in the midst of it. That is defiant aliveness. That's the work. And that's what I've spent my career studying and living. Before I let you go, I am a professor of leadership, a coach for coaches, academic professionals, and doctoral students who are ready to lead with joy and live with purpose. If this episode resonated with you, here's how to stay connected. Follow me at Joy Researcher on TikTok and Instagram for bite-sized wisdom on joy, leadership, and living fully alive. Connect with me on LinkedIn as Dr. Pamela Larde for deeper conversations and professional insights. And visit my home on the web at www.drpamelalarde.com to learn more about my work, my research, and how I might support your journey. Until next time, I'm Dr. Pamela Larde, and this has been The Joy Whisperer. Remember, joy is resistance, joy is life-giving, joy is yours. Pursue it fiercely and unapologetically.